Okay, everyone, this is Julie Gooden, and the other team leader we have on here is Vonda Howell, and we're doing a joint team call, just trying to kind of get more heads together and more energy and momentum and excitement. And honestly, we found each other to be nice running partners. So this is something that I hope you guys also do, is find someone who works and thinks like you and is willing to kind of bounce ideas off of, because it really makes for great planning and organization to have someone to kind of fuel your passion for you. So in saying that, Vonda, do you want to say hello?
Hello. We're at the gallery. I was trying to mute someone, so hey. I'm glad some of my team's here, and hopefully this is something that we can do periodically, whether it's bi-weekly, later weekly, when we just really can't stand to go another week without seeing each other. So
I'm already there.
Yeah. I'm really glad, because if Julie is not even in our direct line, so that was so cool about Plexus. She's under Taryn also.
Okay.
But she's a level 1, right? Yeah. Julie? Okay. So, but we've had some, our paths just seems to keep crossing, and like she said, we seem to click and are like, you know how some people have strengths and weaknesses, and so we're finding that's a good fit. So I'm excited.
So one thing I will say is that for the sake of noise level, not that you always have to stay muted, but if you're not in the process of asking a question, if you can mute yourself so that we don't get a lot of feedback, or I don't cut out while I'm talking or anyone else who's talking because of feedback. So not that I'm cutting you off, please unmute and talk right over me and interrupt if you have something to say. But in general, it's nice if you're just listening to have yourself on mute so that we can have one fluid conversation.
And I'm not sure how to do that for phones. Do you know?
I'm sure it's just like a telephone. You just open up your keypad and hit mute.
Okay.
Am I correct, Marissa or Pam?
I don't know. I know we can mute.
That's what I did.
Okay. See, it works. Okay. So tonight we decided that we wanted to have a theme for our call, because we're trying to meet the needs of all of our ambassadors and our customers. So tonight's theme is hope. And it sounds kind of vague, but I kind of really want to think of it as the definition in which it's meant to be. So hold on, I see Kimberly talking. I just want to make sure she's okay. Oh, she clicked on the screen and a menu comes up at the bottom where she can mute. Very nice, thank you. The definition of hope is, as a noun, it can be thought of as 2 different ways, is a feeling of expectation or desire for something to happen. And as a verb, it's just wanting something to happen, being hopeful. So I want us to kind of wrap our heads around that and think about what that means for different people. And I don't know how many of you are aware that September was Suicide Prevention Month. I happen to have several people on my feed for Facebook who have had family members with mental health issues and depression. So it was brought up to me probably every other day. So I was very much aware when I was posting about hope that it related to September's Suicide Awareness Month. But I think we all know somebody or know people in our lives that feel that way. And we need to kind of be aware of that, because they may not be depressed, but maybe they're in so much pain that they barely get up and go to work every day. Or maybe they are sad and they're just someone who on the outside looks just fine, but really suffers on the inside. So I want us to think of ourselves as ambassadors of hope, as people who give hope to other people. I don't want it to say that, I worry when I say that it comes across as if we're preying on people that are in their deepest, darkest points of their life. And that's not at all what I'm intending to say. My point is you're offering the potential for someone to have better than they have right now. And a life that they could smile about, or an honest chance at fighting something that they've been fighting for a long time. Whether that fighting is Hold on, I'm muted. I don't know who I'm muting. I'm just muting because I hear a bunch of feedback, and it's not me. So I'm not trying to do fake and preying on people at all. The whole point that I'm trying to say is there's many different kinds of hope. Sadness, depression is one of them. But I think we need to be those beacons of hope. I think that's what we need to portray for our customers and for ourselves. So I say often that maybe it's someone who's very upbeat but hurting on the inside, or someone who just feels like they're always going to be this way, so therefore why try any harder? And I kind of giggle at my past, and you'll get a little piece of me when I say this, is I always got the "you're just big boned, therefore I should never try." And as comical as that sounds to me now, because as a kid you just felt like you tried and tried and you just never looked like your friends, as an adult I know that there were many other reasons for that. And someone just giving into "you're just big bone" means that I didn't have any hope to ever look any different, and someone stole that chance from me. And we want to be the people out there saying, that's not the way it has to be. There's other ways to live. There's other ways to feel good about yourself, to be pain-free, to live without some of these meds that you're struggling with. And that's what I want to see us present as ambassadors. So also, as to the current audience, our ambassadors that are struggling to build their business, every corner seems to be a dead end. We have ambassadors struggling on their weight loss journeys, whether they've lost, or they've gained, or they have never lost. Like, those are all struggles, and we need to be hope for each other, because we know these products work. We get it. They've either worked for us or they work for people we know, and we have to retain that like golden piece of sunshine and be able to pass it on. And it's the passing that on that creates the vision and the belief and the hope for somebody else. And so that's really what I want us to work on. So be hopeful and feel hopeful. And in therapy, because my background is therapy, so in therapy we always say act as if, which means sometimes you fake it till you make it. And if you're not feeling hopeful right now, whatever has you down, you need to start instituting ways in which you can look as if you're hopeful, because you will end up feeling more hopeful and being more hopeful just by acting like you are hopeful. It's a mind over matter kind of mentality. So if you're struggling, we have a couple things to do. And I don't want to limit this hope to just plexus. This could be any part of your life. And that's the greatest thing about this company, is I feel like every time I turn around, it's something that's applicable to another section of my life. So I'm always learning and growing and implementing things from different pieces. So whether it's hope for our own personal goals, or the hope for the goals for our family and friends that are going to medical school, that are, having heart problems, that are trying to get pregnant, there's tons of them. Or it could be hope for our own business, that I've been trying this business for X number of months. It's not working. I'm throwing in the towel. We can't think that way. That thinking and that sight blocks us from success. And it keeps people see it. People understand and they read into that vibe, and they don't want to be a part of it. So part of being hopeful is inviting people into the sunshine. And I want to see us doing that for people. How do we do that? If you're struggling with hope, maybe we need to work on our thoughts. Do we see ourselves as the people we want to be? Can we envision ourselves being in these different places? Can we envision being silver? Can we envision being gold? Can we envision being 20 pounds lighter? Can we envision being someone people come to when they are at their darkest places because they think that we have something that can help them? We have to think that way. And if we don't think that way, we're not going to be portraying it that way. And this leads to our actions. So are we making positive choices throughout the day, or finding ourselves caught up in negativity and damaged self-talk? So that could be anything from, I want to lose 20 pounds, but I'm going to eat this entire plate of pasta when I was full about 10 bites in. Like, it could be simple choices like that. It could be going and hanging out with some friends that talk negatively about other people. We have to find ways to get the negativity out and bring the positive in, because we need to emanate positivity and hope for other people. And in doing that, are we consistent? Are we taking our products consistently? Are we exercising? Are we trying new things for our business, tweaking this, moving around that? Are we even just taking a few products at a time just to stay consistent with our products, even if we're not taking them all? But it's kind of like you can, if you can work a little or a lot, but you have to work the business at some point. You have to put a little effort in, even if you're not going for the whole shebang. It's the consistency means we've integrated it into our life to where a little or a bunch of it is part of our daily activity. Can we change our patterns? Can we try new workouts? Can we try new products? Can we try different times for new products? Can we try and do new business strategies? Lots of things that we have control over. Can we reach out for help? Is there an upline, a peer, a downline running partner, someone to bounce ideas off with? Are there daily doses of hope that we can give to other people? Because I think giving positive words creates positive environment, which then, if you think of the karmic, world, comes back to you in positivity. So I'd like to see us posting something positive to our friends and family, whether you do Instagram or Twitter or you write on someone's wall. It's not about, I have to post a happy quote every morning when I wake up on Facebook. It's more about making an effort to give a positive energy to somebody else every day. It could be paying it forward in the Chipotle line. Actually, a girlfriend just called me tonight and told me someone did that for her. And she was like, I've got to pay it forward, because you're spawning hope and positivity. And that's what we want to do. So make a plan wherever you are, wherever you feel like you need to be with your goals. You're not going to get anywhere unless you have a plan. So I would like to see, as your beacon of hope, as your goal, how are you going to get there if you're not there already? And what can you do to be better at that? So I kind of giggle because I was giving this information to Vonda about how I wanted to say this piece tonight. And she said, Plexus is our hope with a 60-day money-back guarantee. And I was like, you're right. Like, that's what we're offering people, a hope with a money-back guarantee, so they don't feel like that they are just throwing in money and feel like that, that's all I'm doing. You're saying, no, I'm going to give it to you. And if you need to, I'll give you your money back. So you have it's a win-win situation. So she's absolutely right that is exactly the piece that we want to be. That's what we want to be emanating to people. So I can, keep talking about this for hours, but I hope you get the gist about hope and how we can be the hope for other people. I'm going to unmute everyone just in case people had some questions. I feel like we can take a small pause here before we move on. But is there anything anybody wanted to say to me on that?
I think that's I think the concept is absolutely spot on. And it's not necessarily just about, like you said, like you have to post for, Plexus every morning. It's a whole mindset. It's not just posting things about Plexus. It's posting things that you think could be beneficial, and being that kind of perspective that people think, oh, she really is posting just different things in general, and then realizing that it's not just about Plexus, although I feel this overwhelming great, urge to say everything to everyone about it. And then, I think that'll work for you if you try Plexus, but they don't get it until they try it. So realizing that it's not just from that perspective, but it's an overall holistic kind of thing to kind of encompass into your daily thought, what you eat, working out. It's part of the package. It's not just the one thing to like make it all better. It's something that kind of goes with that. And so changing your mindset, I can definitely see emulating that and incorporating that as part of it. So I think that's great. I think it's a good way to think about it.
Thank you.
That's a good way to put it. And when you were saying that, I think if we want people to say, I want some of that. I want what she's got. And that's what it is. Promoting this, a good energy. Nothing's perfect, but just that you have a positive attitude. You're grateful, so grateful for how you feel with these products that you, like you said, it's hard to not tell everybody about it.
Yeah.
And you're just busting at the seams and you want to share it. So I think that excitement, they're going to see it. They're going to hear it. So one thing I wanted to say from Leaders Retreat, some of my notes, that Rita talked about, kind of along the same lines, but to mind your mind, what you think about, you bring about. And so how can we apply that with, you can apply that in life, but if we're talking plexus here, those here probably want to make something of this. So if you start seeing yourself as not where you're being held back, but where you want to go and what parts of you that are there to get you there. So start focusing on those positives and use us as a team for the parts that you're not strong in to help promote that, to pull you forward, to push you forward. We'll push you, but one thing that just cracks me up that she said, I think we've got to give ourselves a little bit of tough love sometimes with the inner dialogue that we have going on. But she said to give yourself a something enema. So was it a mind enema or a?
No, I don't know. I might have written that one down. I'm going to have to.
I wrote it down somewhere. But basically, when you start thinking these bad thoughts, or you're just in this pattern of thinking negatively, to go over to the toilet and just imagine putting all those negative things down the toilet and just flush them away. So, you could do that same thing with the water paper, but just visually saying, I'm not going to do that anymore. So, oh, and the last thing that I loved her quote was, to view a setback is a setup for a comeback. So a setback is a setup for a comeback. I think that's a really cool attitude.
Okay, I can't find that one either, but because that was super, super funny. But she did say, she had some really, Rita Davenport at Leaders Retreat is hysterical. To have this woman who, I don't know, how old do you think she was? Close to 70?
Probably over. It looks like some facelift stuff going on. She
would get up there and like adjust her bra straps and talk about it. Like she was really hysterical. She said, this business is not easy. If it was easy, it would be sleazy. Mm-hmm. And I love that, because when people say, I did this and I was so successful and it was really easy, and part of me is like, I don't know if I like that. Like, I think that it's not as hard as I imagined it would be, but I wouldn't in any stretch of imagination call it easy. Yeah. Anyway, we couldn't stop writing. She was just throwing out little quibbles all over and over again. So I'm going to pause our recording here and then start it again.